lending money to friends or family is nearly always a bad idea. Many relationships have been destroyed as a result. This is not something you want to put yourself into, and I'll explain why. There's a couple different things that people underestimate. First of all, people underestimate that the moment you go and make that transaction and you give your friend or family member money as a loan, you are fundamentally changing the power dynamics of your relationship. And maybe that's not a bad thing. If the person that's taking money from you does not repay on the amount of time that they promised, now that's going to start creating friction. Let's suppose you give a friend of yours money. They don't repay in the amount of time that they promised. Now what happens is, you have to reach out to them and ask them, to fulfill their dues and make sure that they pay up. That adds friction, right? This is a commitment you did not have yesterday. Now you do. Now you need to make sure that you have to go out there and get your money back. And assuming that you're a good friend, you don't get any interest, you don't get anything else other than your core investment that you made, if you want to call it that. Because anytime that I would loan, a friend money, I would look at it as an investment to help them with whatever it is, whether it's their business, whether it's some family issue that they're trying to put together and fix up, or whatever, right? So I would try and invest in the relationship, and I would think that this would have a positive outcome. I could not be more surprised to tell you that every single time, except for one time, have I gotten my money back. That just creates such massive problems. People do not understand. They just believe, I'll give this person money, I think I know them, or I know them, and they will return it in time and things will be fine. It's just not the case. The other thing that people don't understand is that while you may have good intentions, and you might think, hey, look, by giving my friend money, I'm helping them with whatever it is, but you're not helping. You're enabling, in most situations, just bad behavior. You're the easy way out, right? Just like I was the easy way out for some of the people that I helped out. So the easy way out is, let me reach out to this friend that has money. Let me go to them and let me ask them for money. But I would say 9 times out of 10 or 10 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, if you don't give them money, they will go and figure it out themselves. They will go through a harder process maybe, but hey, look, life's not easy, right? You work for this money. You don't have to just go, some people believe it's a fundamental responsibility of a friend to go and give out loans. I very much disagree with that. You've worked for this, they have to go and work for that also, right? And so maybe they need to go through the hard route of getting this money, but it will do them good in the end. Even though it's tougher than just coming to you and, hey, look, can you give me, cash, right? I think you're hurting the person by not realizing it. And at the time, I did not realize it. And in hindsight, many years later, I've realized that, hey, look, all the situations that I can think of, those people would be better off if I didn't do it. I would say try and avoid that unless you're totally fine not getting your money back. So that's a different story. Doing something nice for somebody, especially if they're family or something, and you're trying to do something nice for them and you're trying to, do them a solid once, that's a different thing. Enabling bad behavior where that individual comes back to you repeatedly so they can get money from you all the while they're not paying back, that's a totally different behavior. And you should not be enabling it, because you're not just hurting yourself, your friendship, but you're also hurting the actual person without realizing it. When I think about it, it's actually very sad, because you would think that if you give a friend money or family member and they repay back and everything happens as it should, what that would accomplish is a stronger bond, right? Your friendship, or just your relationship, right, would just become stronger, because I gave you money, you gave it back to me, there's that, right? That you can rely on that person and rely on their word. That's a person that will honor their word and commitment. If you see that a person does not commit, and even though they were having the big talk before that we'll do it and we'll do whatever, and then they don't follow up, that tells you a lot about that person as well. Let's keep in mind, somebody that's coming to you for money with a commitment of paying you back, they are effectively putting your friendship or your relationship in in jeopardy. Because if they fuck up, like I said, all the friction starts and all the problems start. And then you need to start worrying about, is this person gonna pay me back, or are they not, right? And you just have to go through this whole rabbit hole, which is very, very stressful, emotionally draining in a bunch of ways, right? Especially if you have high expectations from that individual and they're just disappointing you. I'm thinking of a specific transaction that took place within my family where, my father, he went to his best friend and took money. But because my father is a man of his word, in order to fulfill the commitment that he made, he had to, cut smoking, he had to make entire lifestyle changes while being the sole breadwinner at the time for my family, right? A family of 5. He had 3 kids. He has 3 kids, right? But basically, he had to make a bunch of changes in his life. So not only he can provide for us, and I can tell you, I had, a great childhood. I never had anything missing. But at the same time, he would make good to his friend, and he did. And so I find that to be very admirable. I'm pretty sure that, this is something that made their friendship stronger. But I think in most cases, people are not like this. People are just not going to honor their word, right? And I think that's more an exception than the rule. So let's just keep that in mind and just understand that if somebody's approaching you, even if that somebody is somebody that you love, giving them money, just understand everything can go south, and in most cases, it does. So have a different expectation going in if you're going to do it, because that's going to hurt you a lot less if you're just going in with far less expectations. But at the same time, keep in mind that friend may not end up paying you back. They might end up dragging it on and dragging it on. You might be sitting here thinking, from your perspective, from your standpoint, right? From your point of view, you're like, hey, look, the way I'm thinking is like, look, I could never do this. If I owed money to somebody, my insides would turn, right? I would not be able to sleep properly. I would want to be 1,000% sure that individual that entrusted me with their hard-earned money gets it as soon as possible. But not everybody's like this, right? Not everybody's like my father. Don't think that that's the average and that's just how it's going to be, and it's all going to be a nice fairy tale and things will be fine. So have different expectations. Do something nice if you want, but just don't expect too much. And I would say set boundaries. Go ahead and sit down with that person, understand what's going on. If I were you, I would try and get them through the tough route. Hey, look, you need to maybe find a job. Maybe you need to do something else. I'm not going to say generalized advice here, right? But basically, if you don't give them money, I promise you, they will figure it out even without you. Don't be the easy way out for these people, right? You're not really helping in that situation, and in hindsight, I'm pretty sure that you may also find the same. So let me know down in the comment section. Let me know, have you had a situation like this? Was it something similar with a friend or family member where you gave them money and they were not able to repay, or they just did not make good on their word? What was the case, right? As much as you can share, that would be great. So let me know down in the comment section. Once again, if you like the video, super important that you just click the like button, because it helps the video go out in further audiences, right? That's very important for me. I would really appreciate the support. Also, hit the subscribe button. We have a goal of getting to 2,000 subscribers. We're getting there. I think we're at about 1,750 right now. So we're on the way up, and I really appreciate your support. So, let's do that, and I'll be seeing you in the next video.